Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachaha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostle and elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in, week out, in all truth and sincerity. This is the brother Mattathiah coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Yahweh being a true, holy, powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai being a true, holy, powerful name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus and Christ. Bahashem is in the name of the Lord, willing this will be edifying lesson. And the video clips that you saw were from the movie Tomorrow War. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. And, it just, concerning this military draft and, the recent information coming out about it, it just had me remember of that movie, which I've seen, a couple times. Concerning the draft, which you saw in the video clips, how, the old, the young, the unhealthy, the disabled were all drafted in this quote unquote tomorrow war. All right. And it was basically they were going into a losing battle. They were going into a war where basically it was a 99% chance that you were not going to return. Okay. It was basically an unbeatable a war because they were fighting these beings and these, extraterrestrials and these, these creatures that they could not defeat. Okay. And you saw when he was getting registered for the draft, they put a device on his arm, and implemented things into his body. What that represents that CHIP. Okay. And they said that we're going to be able to track you wherever you go. Okay. And if you flee or try to mess with the device, you'll be imprisoned. Okay. Hey, well, with this military draft, the requirees who are required to register and potentially be drafted, there's going to be punishments for those who go against those orders. Okay. And it's going to be more than just fines. All right. It's going to be jail time, imprisonment, etc. Now let's go into this website. This is from the Selective Service System government website concerning registration. All right. It says who needs to be registered. It says almost all male U.S. citizens and male immigrants who are 18 through 25 are required to register with Selective Services. So this is concerning the immigrants as well. And the recent years we've seen, the president open up the borders and we've seen an influx, large numbers of so-called immigrants come over here to the United States of America. Well, now it's starting to make more sense. All right. Because guess what? A lot of those people who came over here were in between the ages of 18-25 or will be in the ages of 18-25. Okay. And will be required to register to be drafted. All right. And now it starts at 18 and 25, but you know how this devil operates. Hey, this very well could be expanded, to people of, any age over the age of 18. All right. It says, it is important to know that even though he is a man will not automatically be induced into the military. In a crisis requiring a draft, men would be called, and we're entering into that crisis. We're really already in crisis. All right. We're really already in World War III. It says, in a crisis requiring a draft, men would be called in a sequence determined by random lottery number. And like Apostle Tahar said, hey, this is the lottery you don't want to win. You don't want to win that lottery ticket, okay? Because this battle, this war, those men, women that go over to fight, the Battle of Armageddon, guess what? You ain't coming back from that, man. All right? Like the scripture says in Isaiah 9:5. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Isaiah. Yeah, let's go to Isaiah 9:5. It says, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. And that's talking about the ancient wars and even, these wars in recent times past concerning Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam. All right. These various other wars where you have, hand-to-hand combat and even, planes and artillery and tanks, etc. Okay. Well, this World War III is going to be, it's going to have all that wrapped wrapped in it, so to speak. But ultimately, it's going to be of what? Let's keep reading. It says, "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay, ultimately, World War III is going to be a nuclear war. Okay, at least the final setting of it. Okay, back into this article, it says, then they would be examined for mental, physical, moral fitness by the military before being determined and exempted from military service and inducted into armed forces. Now let's scroll down to these different categories. So, it says immigrants and dual nationals. So it says U.S. immigrants are required by law to register with the Selective Service 30 days after their 18th birthday or 30 days after entry into the United States if they are between the ages of 18 and 25. This includes U.S. born and natural citizens, parolees, undocumented immigrants, and eventually that's going to be opened up, I believe, to these inmates in prison. Okay, these inmates that got life, these inmates that got a long term, that they're going to be basically given an ultimatum to, go to war and fight. It says undocumented immigrants, legal permanent residents, asylum seekers, refugees, and all males with visas of any kind which expired more than 30 days ago. Okay. So, and hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the apostles and elders, a great millstone on down, been telling you Israelites that this was gonna happen. We've been telling you, guess what? That Esau is gonna bring back the draft. But our people aren't listening, man. They're looking at us like we got two heads. Okay. It says, all right, here we go. Hospitalized or incarcerated men. All right, you are exempt from selective service register if you can prove you were continuously institutionalized or confined for 30 days. And eventually that's gonna, these different stipulations are gonna open up, and you're gonna, these jakes in these prison houses are gonna be thrown in battle. Okay. Disabled men. It says disabled men who live at home must register with selective service. Hey man, even if you're disabled, hey, you can't walk, you got a fucked up arm, you got a fucked up leg, hey, damn near, you know, you know, damn near have all certain type of disease or an element with your body that doesn't enable you to move or think right. Hey, guess what? You still got to register. It says a friend or relative may help a disabled man fill out the registration form if he can't do it himself. Hey, so you telling me you got to register if you don't even have the capabilities to fill out the application yourself? Someone else has to help you fill out that application for the draft. You're still could be drafted, man, and they're still required to register. That's wild, right? Let's see here. Yeah, that's wild. So, hey, man, men, women, disabled, old, the elderly, okay, are all gonna be required to register for that draft eventually, man. That's what I perceive. Okay, because when you go into it, really, America is down on numbers concerning the military. All the branches of the military. They don't have the amount of people signing up and registering to be in these different military branches like as of times before in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s. Okay. Hey, even the 2000s, during 9/11, that was a way for Esau to gather more numbers of people to join his military infrastructure. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. Hey, look, hey, the TG people. Hey, you ain't exempt. All right, and then in the draft, it states men and women. Okay, so even if you try to flip flop switch, hey, it don't matter. And the U.S. government's going off of your original how you were born, GENDER. All right, it says U.S. citizens or immigrants who are assigned male at birth and change their G to female are still required to register. So you're still required to register. Hey man, hey, the American military are gonna be looking wild and crazy kids. You're gonna have people, and it already is looking like that, man. You know, and these other nations see that, man. They're looking at America as being weak. It says individuals who are assigned female at birth and change their G to male are not required to register. It says, let's see here. Let me skip around some of the sensitive words. All right. I mean, that's basically the point. I'm not gonna touch too much on that for obvious reasons. But yeah, there you have it, man. You know, hey, they're bringing the draft back. Okay, you know, and hey, all these people that get drafted and go and fight against these other nations, Russia, China, and you know, there was a pivotal point in that movie. You know, they actually mentioned Russia, China, and Korea. Okay, you know, or they might have said North Korea. And you know, this is Esau. He's basically his predictive programming. He puts these little hints in these various different movies, man. Okay. Uh, let's see here. Let's go over to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 34 real quick. Salaki. Let's go to Isaiah 34 and let's start from the top. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter." Okay, so ultimately, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gathering all these nations together, okay, for war, for battle. All right, let's go to Revelation 16. Let's start in verse 13. I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. And those three unclean spirits are, you know, going into the military, the religion, and the finance. You know, Washington D.C. being the military, the Vatican City being the religion, and you know, London, England being the financial part of the system. Okay, verse 14: For they are the spirits of the devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. Okay, you know, so hey, that the people are being gathered for the battle of Armageddon. Okay, and moreover, you know, the Most High Yahweh is the one who is gathering these people together for war. Let's get that real quick. All right, this is Joel chapter 3, and let's start from the top. It says, "For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is, Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." And now let's skip down to verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." Okay, so you know, we're hearing of war and rumors of war. And really, when you get down to the schematics of what's going on around the earth, you know, we're really already in war. It just hasn't, you know, escalated to that extent or that level, which we're going to see very, very soon. Okay, because you know war tactics and strategies are already going out. They're going out every day concerning sanctions. Concerning these military exercises, these different nations coming together and exercising their military experience, their military tactics, and military strategies, and military weapons. Okay, hey, you just don't practice for nothing. You practice for game time. Okay, nobody's just going out and practicing just for shits and giggles. You're practicing for the game, and soon that game is about to take place, and that's going to be World War III. At its height. Okay, it says uh, it says beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. All right, these other nations are they're putting forth a lot of time, money, energy, and effort into creating their weapons of war. It says, and let the weak say I'm strong. And what does that mean? That's these other smaller nations saying they're strong, okay, against America because they are backed by a very strong nation, and that's Russia. Okay, Russia is going to back these smaller countries, these smaller nations, to combine with them in efforts to come against America and America's allies. It says, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, because thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So the Most High Yahweh is gathering all these heathens together for a great battle. All right. And he's really gathering them for their own destruction. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their signing. And why is that? Like we read in Isaiah the 9th chapter, it's because this war is going to be a war of burning fuel of fire. Okay, so the sun, the moon, the stars, the skies. Okay, the destruction of America is going to travel all over the four corners of the earth. But not only that, you're going to have different areas of the earth also that are going to get hit by nuclear missiles, and the smoke of those cities and those places are going to fume up and hit the atmosphere and travel around the earth. And you have these volcanoes. Okay, that when these nuclear missiles hit various parts of the earth, all these volcanoes are going to erupt and spew magma, gas, and all types of things into the atmosphere, man. Okay, the whole earth is going to be darkened. Okay, at the height of World War III, when these intercontinental ballistic missiles get shot off, primarily over here to America, but as well these various other parts of the earth. Now let's go to Second Ezra. We can close out and let's go to Second Ezra 16. Because you women wanted equal rights. You wanted to be feminists. Hey, you're strong as a man, right? You can do what as a man can do. You say you can do bad all by yourself, right? Well, guess what? You're about to be drafted into the military, and now these feminists, are starting to try to back off into the shadows. They're trying to back off into the bushes. Okay, they're trying to stand. They're trying to change their stance now. Hey, well, don't switch up now. Keep that same energy, man. When Esau starts shipping off you men and you women overseas to go fight these Russians, these so-called Chinese, these so-called Middle Eastern nations, man. Okay, and because it's going to start off as a hand-to-hand combat exercise. Troops being deployed and being put in these different areas and nations. Even fighting on ships, okay, etc. But it's going to escalate to a nuclear war. This is Second Ezra 16, and let's go down to verse. Yeah, let's go just straight to the point. Let's go to second Ezra 16. Let's go to verse 33. It says, the virgins shall, matter of fact, hold on 1 second. Bear with me. Let's start in verse 8. This is second Ezra 16 and 8. It says, the mighty Lord sendeth plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Okay, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to execute his wrath upon the people on the earth. It says, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The seas ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also. Behold the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. And this is talking about those nuclear missiles. And it shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And we're over here in America is the ends of the world. All right. Let's see. Let's skip down to verse 33. It says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Okay, with not only the men, which is going to be a majority men, but hey, you're going to have women also that are going to perish in this war. Okay, it says, and read 34 again, it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Okay. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is sending plagues upon this place, man. And there's about to be a lot of bloodshed. And, this war, the height of World War III, that great battle, the Battle of Armageddon, okay, no nation is going to come out a winner, so to speak, out of that battle, and even these war these war insiders, amongst all these nations, say the same thing. They say basically a nuclear war would basically be catastrophic, and there would be no winner, you know, from that type of warfare. Okay, and even then, the what's little left of a particular nation ultimately are gonna have to hey, ultimately they're gonna have to fight Yahweh Shine angels, man. Okay, which is a losing battle, man. Okay, so hey, man, there you have it, man. Hey, the draft, from what we're hearing is being brought back, and we know how Esau works. It starts out one way, but it could end a whole different way, so don't be surprised if this devil broadens his age and all his requirements and the stipulations circling around the draft. Okay, and we're gonna put our faith and trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. All right, and you know, don't you brothers that fit those age requirements, don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Hey, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua got us. All right, and he's our refuge. He's our protection, man. And the Most High will work all things out. So keep the faith. Keep doing the work, and keep trusting in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. To the next time, Shalom.